Alright, we're going to pretend that this is still Saturday evening. So I'm going to say good evening, everybody. We are wrapping up Saturday the 24th right now. And so we're at Dahlgren Backpack Campground. This is a super cool place. And because it's a Saturday night, it's very busy. There's several through hikers here, but there's lots of local or weekend backpackers here also. That's why it's so busy. That building up there is actually a shower house and a bathroom. It has flush toilets and a garbage can, and then there's a hydrant, a spigot. The actual name is a hydrant, frostproof hydrant, down about 1 to 2 tenths on past that building to fill up our water bottles. The Appalachian Trail is right down there. It's like 30 yards through the brush right there. And there's several paths up into this little campground thing. But this is a fabulous place to stay. There's a bear pole right there. Even though the bathrooms are like unlocked, just a flimsy little screen door with garbage cans overflowing. So bears could easily go right in there and get that. So I don't think there's an issue with bears here. But there's a bear pole. Anyway, had a great day yesterday. The terrain was pretty level overall. The rocks were pretty severe at times, but my shoes did pretty well. I'm slipping around some, but as far as protection, they weren't bad at all. And now I know this morning as I got up, I feel less sore and stiff than I have, and my feet feel great. So I'm super excited. I'll explain more about today because I'm still wrapping up yesterday. I just didn't get it done. We ate supper, and I did stoveless for the first time. I sat here and I rehydrated rice and dehydrated ground beef, which are some of the hardest things to reconstitute with cold water, and they worked out pretty darn well. So I enjoyed my supper. That worked out fine, so I'm looking forward to doing it again a couple more nights here and seeing how that works. I'm really looking forward to, there's our precious little boy. He got bit by a dog last night. He went to pet it, and it snipped him a little bit and drew some blood, and so we had to clean it and put a Band-Aid. It hurt so much, and he was so upset that the doggy, bit him because he was playing fetch with the dog earlier. So there goes Kurt. Speaking of dogs biting, there's Kurt dog. Anyway, we all were very upset that it happened. It was just unfortunate. The doggy was laying right next to the tent, and I think it was just protective, so the dog's not mean or anything. But anyhow, we ate supper, and then we jumped in the truck real quick, drove like 2 miles into town, and got some ice cream. So this whole northern end of the AT is so different than the southern end. The southern end is much more wilderness type experience. It's not really a lot of wilderness, but it's much more that way than here with flush toilets and water and ice cream and restaurants and waysides and all this good stuff. So I think if you survive the southern end, you can thrive a little bit in the northern end. I know I've gained weight in the last couple of weeks. Which is good. I definitely needed to, and I'll need it later on also. So, all right, guys, it has been a fabulous day. I'm so glad that all of you are able to come along with me. Hopefully, you've enjoyed what I showed you today, and have a great rest of the day. Thanks for coming along, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Well, good morning, friends, family, fans, and all of you folks that are fine and fabulous that are focused on the finish line. Good to be seen by all of you here this morning. Today is Sunday, June 25th. Boy, the days are just clicking by. It is a beautiful morning. The beautiful morning after a beautiful night. The temperature was so much cooler yesterday and last night. Wow. Humidity's down, although everything's pretty dewy. So there's, definitely humidity in the air. Anyhow, spent the night at Dahlgren Backpack Campground with the family. And everybody, what a cool Let's spin the camera around and show you this. Should have shown you from the front. I took a picture, so you'll be able to see it at the end of the video, but there's so many like ruins and old buildings around. This is so neat. Anyhow, I woke up this morning and body felt very good. And I thought about what should I do today, and I decided I'm going to hike the Appalachian Trail. So that's what I'm doing today. But in all seriousness, my feet, I was telling Cur Dog, my feet and lower body have not felt this good in a morning after doing, you know, that many miles, pretty much on the whole trail. Like, I just can't believe how good everything feels. Now, last night, my left heel started to hurt just a little bit, kind of like a plantar fasciitis type hurt. So I stopped at the truck, and I grabbed my old insoles, and I didn't put them in yet, because we're going to stop in 6 miles for a break and water, and I'll change out my insoles there. So I'm still in the same Oboz insoles as I was in yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and hike some in a little more rigid to let my feet transition more into these shoes. But anyway, wow, I'm super happy so far. So let's see. Plan today is to do 19 miles to a shelter. I do not know the name of the shelter, but we're going to meet the family there. They're going to park as much as 2 miles away and as little as like 0.6, depending on what the road was like to get to the closer spot. But either way, they're going to park and head in, and we will meet them there this evening. So that's the plan, and it looks like the terrain will be more difficult than yesterday, more ups and downs and steeper, but in the scheme of the AT, not bad at all. Let's see. Yeah, that place, Dahlgren Campground, was interesting because there were several through hikers that gathered, and then lots of short-term hikers. So it was kind of a little reunion. There was pizza place that would deliver to the parking lot. Some of them went up to the restaurant that's only like 0.3 away and had some drinks last night, stuff like that. So just a totally different experience than what we're used to on the trail. So that was sure nice for everybody else. So, all right, let me use both trekking poles to get up this hill this morning, and stay tuned, stick with me, and let's hike this trail together. All right, we've been hiking on the trail. By the way, we started at 7:30, and it is like 8:30 now. So we've been hiking about an hour, so a couple of miles gone, and we are in, I believe this is called Washington State Park, maybe George Washington. I don't know what it's called. We'll go look at the view first. But anyway, this is the Washington Monument. So along the trail, the AT, there have been little signs that have like the day Washington was born, some of the history of the early Americas, the colonies and Declaration of Independence and some of the battles and stuff like that. Some little signs that were along the way. So it's pretty cool. Look at the nice view in Maryland. Woohoo! Maryland. I can't tell you what a boost it is to spend so long in one state, in Virginia, and then to crank out 2 states, in a couple of days, and getting ready to enter another state, Pennsylvania. I believe that's tomorrow. I think we got all day today, and then, part of tomorrow will be in Maryland, and then boom, Pennsylvania. So, I mean, it's very much a boost. And I think one of the keys to being a successful thru hiker is, an early riser, you can comment on this. Some of you other, past thru hikers can comment. it's got to be just keeping your morale up, keeping motivated, keeping excited, and moving forward, achieving some goals, and setting new ones. So I think that's vital, and it just feels awesome to be in Maryland. Awesome. There's Old Glory over here. Ta-da! We'll walk over that way. My best to interpret these signs up here. I'm on top of this tower, but right over there is Pennsylvania. So we're looking north at Pennsylvania. This is Boonesboro. That's where we got ice cream last night, the town of Boonesboro. And right over there is the Antietam battlefield. That is where vicious fighting took place. Cur Dog, I think, just said there was 23,000, wounded and killed in that battle. So just imagine. I guess the Union soldiers, the Federals, used this as a signal tower up here. Used this hill at least as a way to signal. But wow, look at the view. Oh, West Virginia is like right over there. So that is West Virginia. That's pretty cool. See 3 states from here. Just came through like literally somebody's backyard right there. Now we're going across, Cur Dog said maybe Interstate 70. I don't know, but at least we're on a footbridge. Don't have to run across this thing. That's nice. Wow. Cars go so fast when you're used to walking 2 miles an hour. Cars seem so fast. Nobody's gonna jump off of this bridge unless they bring some bolt cutters. I'm not putting any ideas in your heads. All right. Get away from the interstate. Keep hiking north on the Appalachian Trail. So this is definitely not an endorsement of or an encouragement to, but have you read the book A Walk in the Woods or seen the movie with Robert Redford and Nick Nolte? Again, I can't recommend them. The movie is full of foul language and stuff. It was not cool. And the book is slanted, like hyper liberal and just very condescending on every type of National Park Service and state park. Anyway, so I can't recommend them. But if you've seen them, you remember the girl that came and hiked with the two, main characters for a while, and they had to like ditch her. They kept trying to get away from her. I can't remember her name. I want to say Margaret, but I'm not sure what it was. But anyway, whatever her name was, we just met her at not actually her, but basically her character and her characteristics, her personality. Oh yeah, I just had Pop-Tarts across the picnic table from her back at this last shelter. I'm not going to say her trail name, but she is out hiking some. I don't know how much she's doing or what she's skipping or what she's doing exactly, but either way, she's out here. And yeah, I just met her back there. Oh my goodness. She went and got water. We threw our packs on and bolted out of there. We were gone in a flash. Getting away from her. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. So I went to the truck this morning and I got my old insoles. I put them in back at the Washington Monument. I did like 3 miles or whatever in those to that last shelter there where we got water and had a break. And my feet were not feeling the best. So good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my feet were not feeling the best exactly. And they're just more confined, more like locked in, and then they bind and stuff when you hit like roots and rocks and things. It just didn't give much freedom, and they kind of overfill the shoes just a little bit. So anyway, not nearly as comfortable as the Oboz insoles that I'm currently wearing. So anyway, back at the shelter there, only 3 miles on the old insoles. I took them out and put in my Oboz, and oh man,
like immediately. Everything feels better. My feet feel so free and whatever. I love them. Love this combination. Hi guys. Hey. Love this, this combination, and it's feeling great. So I am going to stick it out. I'm going to do another, it'd be 19 miles today, so it'd be 16 of the 19 in my, original setup, the Ultra Lone Peaks and the Oboes insoles. And wow, again, they felt so good yesterday, feel great. Today, this morning, feel great right now. So I am definitely enjoying them. My little Tootsies, the right socks, so far are just phenomenal. They're the ones that are supposed to be guaranteed to prevent blisters. Anyway, they seem to be working well. I am a fan right now. Again, it's way too early to give much of a report on any of this stuff, but just initial reports. And as far as we're doing initial reports and some feedback, I am loving the Western Mountaineering little summer bag or summer quilt, or it's called the Everlight, whatever you want to call that thing. I am really enjoying that. It's a good little combo for summertime. So anyway, I'll stop there for some gear review type stuff. But yeah, this trail right now is fantastic. It's smooth and flat. So good morning. Smooth and flat and fast and good stuff. Maryland so far has been a nice state to hike through. This is the Appalachian Trail right now. We are getting some definite practice for Pennsylvania, and it's so hard with the light shining. So I am picking my way. Wow. It's really hard one-handed. Picking my way along here. It's a good thing that you guys know that I am like a spider, creeping and crawling and sticking to these rocks, especially with my new Ultra Lone Peaks. I can feel every nook and cranny and dig my little toes in for support. But I am definitely not very cheetah-like at the moment. I'm like a cheetah that's on tranquilizers, that can barely move his paws because they're so heavy he can't go anywhere as I pick my way along here. But anyway, so still like a cheetah, just one that's slow. All right, hey, it's lightening up a little bit. Yeah, you talk about some rocks. We're getting some practice today. Otherwise, it's been great, man. Parts of the trail have been like a dirt road almost through the woods. It's crazy. There was a trail maintainer back there weed-eating poison ivy for us, cutting it all down. Hopefully not spreading it in the air and stuff. But anyway, been a great day. Just stopped and had some lunch. It's about 1:30 now. We think we've got about, I'm going to guess, 8.5 miles to get to our shelter. Just going by that it was like 10, a while ago. But wow, look at the trail. And this is the AT right now. Imagine a blind guy or an 80-year-old, grandparents and whatever coming out through here. This is just some pretty crazy stuff. All right. Hey, look at that. I think it's lightening up as we go through the little A-frame. No, not lightening up too much. All right, well, I'm going to put the camera away so I can use two hands and continue my Spider-Man like crawl across these babies. It's going well. Feet feel so good. I am blown away at how good my feet feel right now. I don't want to jinx anything or say anything, too early or whatever, but it's like, it's radical. I just can't believe how good they feel. They feel free to wiggle and roam inside the shoes. All right. Thank you for going through those rocks with me. Looks like we got a couple more. Cruising out of the woods and into an open field in Maryland. So I almost said like Maryland, Virginia. Hard not to, yeah, hard not to think Virginia. Anyhow, yeah, cruising out of there in beautiful little field and nice farm setting up here. Boy, the day is not too hot. It's fairly cool and a nice breeze, or a decent breeze at times. Like right now, there's just a bit of a breeze, which really feels good, especially after the heat of the last few days. All right, let's take a minute and talk to you hikers. Let's talk about trowels for a minute. So I heard some disturbing information. Someone told me last night that at the priest shelter in the log, the register where they have all the confessionals, that a lot of hikers confessed to not digging any sort of a cat hole when they have to do their business in the woods. And I saw a guy that is currently off the trail say that next year when he tries his through hike, he's going to save weight by not taking a trowel. And when I get time, I'm going to message him and say, boy, that is not the place to save weight. You can get a Deuce of Spades little aluminum trowel for about 10 bucks that weighs like 1 ounce. I mean, it is so light. I'm using one and it digs a great hole. But your boot heel or a stick or a trekking pole or a tent stake does not work. You can't dig a 6 to 8 inch hole that's large enough for your business to go into, plus toilet paper, and then be able to fill it back in with the dirt and everything. It just doesn't work. So let me just talk to you hikers for a minute and beg you to please invest in a good trowel, carry it and use it in the woods. If not, you're not bothered by it, but all the people behind you will be. And when it rains hard, that stuff runs down and gets in the springs and the water sources and the creeks, and toilet paper lasts forever out on top of the ground. I've seen I don't know how many piles of toilet paper. So, oh please, I know this is gross for some of you that aren't hikers, but you know, when you don't have flush toilets and privies around, you have to use the woods. So anyway, the plastic trowels you can get for like $2 at almost any store that carries camping gear, those work great. They work very well. They're a little heavier, but man, they're $2. So please don't save weight there. You know, that's like 1/8 of an ounce of water or whatever. I mean, 1/8 of a liter. So, you know, just drink that much more at a water source and don't carry it. And there's your weight savings right there. So anyway, there's my spiel on trowels. Please respect the trail and the woods and the wilderness and the environment. Don't disrespect what we've got here by not digging holes. So anyway, there's my 2 cents worth. Looks like I'm walking through a active farm. That's pretty cool. And there's the pillar post with the blaze on it, so you know I am on the AT. Here's my view in Maryland. Not far from Pennsylvania either. The shelter that we're going to tonight, I think, is roughly like 5 miles or something from the Pennsylvania border. So tomorrow morning, Lord willing, I will be in the great state of Pennsylvania. 7th state on the trail. Wow, hard to believe. Look at the beautiful blue clouds. How are you all doing on your challenges? How are you doing on your physical challenge? Are you getting out there and losing some weight and watching what you eat and getting healthier and doing more than you were before? Did you answer yes? I hope so. All right, we'll keep it up. If not, get after it. Get doing something. All right. I've spoken. All right, that was pretty cool. I was just hiking down the trail. I just gotten done filming that big open field and got back into the woods, and here comes a father with 2 boys hiking along, and I moved over and said, hey, you know, good afternoon, and they stopped, and he goes, hey, are you a through hiker? And I said, yeah, and he goes, oh man, can we talk with you? And of course I said, sure. So they turned and walked with me and just had a whole bunch of questions about how far I'd been and when I started and where I stayed at night and how I got food and all sorts of things. And they're from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. and he gave me a bottle of water to drink. And so anyway, they were very excited and glad to meet me and Cur dogs. So that was fun and nice little bit of trail magic. Oh, hi guys, sorry. Yeah. Trail's really narrow here through the grass. Very, very narrow. So they just kind of scooted over for me to walk by. Inevitably, when I pull out my camera, here comes people, you know. Anyway, so yeah, thank you to you guys for the water and the conversation, and hopefully they follow along on this channel and can keep up and later on someday do their own through hike. All right, we are here at Little Antietam Creek. Beautiful little creek next to a road. Not sure the name of that road or whatever, but we were 1.1 mile from the shelter, and we just came across some little Forest Service road or whatever, and there was a lady set up there doing some trail magic. Ugh. So thank you, Misty, for that yummy trail magic. Some watermelon. She had sandwiches and bananas and everything earlier, but that was all gone. So I got some watermelon and some water, and I grabbed like a peanut bar for later on. That was sure nice. Anyway, I think I'm going to drop down here and get some water. There's not really, the water up at the shelter is like 0.4 miles away and real steep. So we're going to carry water from here, which I guess it's a real steep ascent up to the shelter from here. But I think it's easier to carry water now than later. All right, so the family made it up here. They had a 1.8 mile hike from the parking lot. This is Raven Rock Shelter, which is up there. It's a beautiful new shelter with a tin roof and logs. It's a neat shelter, neat place. The only issue is it is a long ways to water. The sign says 0.6. AWOL and Gut Hook say like 0.4 to water. So anyway, it's a long ways to water. Hang on, buddy. Yeah. Oh, here. Anyway, so yeah, here's our tents. There's my duplex and our mother hubba over there, and Pristine's little Copper Spur UL1. So yeah, guy named Forrest is over there, and Cur Dog is over there. This place has benches and a picnic table to sit and eat at. There's several different fire pits and rings and places. I mean, you could have multiple groups here to do stuff. This whole, like, Maryland is, Cur Dog's saying he's a fan of of Maryland, and I agree. Me too. This Maryland's been great. We're only going to be in it a few more miles tomorrow, and then 7th state. Hello, Pennsylvania. All right, feet are feeling good. Body was tired after 19 miles, you know, my legs and stuff, but overall feel good. So ready for, it's nice and cool. We're wearing puffies, if you can see there, Halo and Pristine, and Poke's got his puffy on. I just put mine on real quick. It just feels good to have that little bit of warmth. So it's nice and cool, and oh, gorgeous evening. Hoping to get a great night's sleep and hit the trail in the morning. So guys, thanks so very much for all your kind words and your support and your prayers, for coming along with me. Thank you for all of this. Well, I'll talk to you all tomorrow.